This is the 2024 Range Rover Sport Dynamic SE. Is it the ultimate midsize luxury SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Land Rover of Shreveport, and I'm going to give you the particulars on this model. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. As always, to the Land Rover of Shreveport website. And we start here on the front end with the classic look, not only with the way everything looks, Land Rover logo, the headlight design, but the fact everything here is LED. That is beneficial. This model is obviously going to be all-wheel drive, and it comes with optional 23-inch wheels. What about the tire and wheel size, or tire size, I should say, since I gave you the wheels? 285 on the width. We're looking at a 40 series sidewall, and obviously wrapped around those very nice looking gloss black 23-inch wheels. You got your red brake calipers right there. Now, nothing here is functional. It looks like it would be as far as what's on the side and what's on the hood right here, but that's just the way it goes. It's nice that it's there, and it does look nice. Here is your remote. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as that goes for 2024, no changes there. But the good thing is you have power folding side view mirrors, turn signal indicators built in. They're heated and they're power adjustable. Also have the gloss black mirror caps. We're also looking at the deployable door handles right here. You can push that button. You have the remote on your person to gain access. And there is also a key within your remote if you need to gain access to the interior if the battery is dead. Right there is where you're going to use that key. That's going to be very helpful in a multitude of ways. When we work our way around with the two-tone with the red exterior color and the gloss black on the top up there, it really sets this model off. It really makes everything look completely seamless back here. That's a good thing. Gonna have your rear roof spoiler, and tucked away within the rear roof spoiler area is going to be the rear window wiper. I like that because it makes it look nice and clean back here. We'll find a little bit more of that gloss black treatment here across this area where your Range Rover logo is, although it would be nice to maybe see that outlined in white, something like that, to make it stand out a little bit more. I guess it depends on what your personal desires are. And we'll take a quick look down here at the exhaust, and you can see that it actually is connected to the exhaust system as far as the exhaust outlets go, something we seem to be seeing less and less of. Speaking of that, let's open the hood and talk about what you're going to find for power. Under the hood is the 3-liter turbocharged 6-cylinder. It makes 395 horsepower, 406 pounds-feet of torque. If you want to see what's under all the plastic, well, there you go. This is all mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Let's go over here and take a look. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll give you the numbers on MPGs. 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. We talked about the MPGs. Let me give you one more bit of information that will be helpful here. You have the gas cap as opposed to capless fuel fill, and when you fill up, you'll be filling up a 23.8 gallon gas tank. And one of my personal favorite features is found on this Range Rover Sport, and that's soft closed doors. That means when you don't close the door all the way like I did just there, it closes itself without you having to do anything else. That's going to be on all 4 doors. Max towing numbers come in at 7,716 pounds. You're going to have a power tailgate back here. That goes without saying. And how about your cargo capacity? We're looking at 31.9 cubic feet up to 53 cubic feet. And if you want to lower the seats, you just use those 2 buttons right there. They are power. Very easy to deal with. Now, you might notice that this rear is very high up. Well, you can lower that, or if you need to raise it, you can do that. And that's all done right here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop things down. I don't know if you can tell that the vehicle is lowering. Probably can't hear it either. I can hear the air being released on the air suspension back here, which, by the way, this model does have air suspension. Don't know if you heard all that, but you can probably tell now that everything is much lower. So depending on your situation, you can configure things as needed. You do have the hangers right here. There's also a nice cargo cover back here that is removable, by the way, so that can come out of the way to help out with whatever you need to put back here so it's not in the way. There's also a 12-volt power outlet right here. And something that I really like here, that on some of the higher end full-size SUVs you don't see, such as the Suburbans, the Yukons, the Tahoes, all of those, is that you don't have to hold these buttons down to get anything to happen. You just pull on them one time and the seats come all the way up. On those models I just mentioned, which I know they don't compete with the Range Rover Sport, but you would think higher end vehicles with a high price point, you wouldn't have to hold those buttons down to get the seats to come all the way back up. They're powered down all the way by just touching the buttons and letting go, but you have to hold it to get them back up. Just an interesting note. And we'll take a closer look into the interior now and see what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Beyond just very nice materials, obviously, if you're curious about what kind of a sound system you have, there is your answer. The armrests, they're comfortable. The seats are adjustable back here, as you can see. So we can adjust the seats, at least the seat backs themselves. We can recline that or bring them up. There is what you can do. And one thing that also separates this rear seating area apart from a lot of other models out there is the fact that not only are these rear seats heated, they're also ventilated. I really like that, especially here in Northwest Louisiana. That is a must-have. And you do have the panoramic sunroof, nothing out of the ordinary, but you have that. There is the power shade that can be drawn back and forth to keep that wide open or close it off if needed. I'm going to close this door real quick to get rid of some of that noise out there. And you have the rear seat pockets right here. And we really already took a look at what we have here. There's a couple of different things you can do as far as fan speed goes. You can adjust that. Very easy to deal with. In fact, you can do that on both sides. So you see that, there's all of your adjustments as far as the air conditioning system goes back here in this third and fourth zone of climate control. And you do have some connectivity options down here, as you can see. A couple of different options, obviously, nothing out of the ordinary. Really like the space back here. Here is the fold-down armrest. The cup holders are built in. So if you want to use that, also storage, that's always useful. And for those who are curious about the price, it's $105,220. That's what you get for sticking around to this point in the video and not asking in the comments section what the price is without actually watching. I end up telling you. With these seats in the front seat area, you'll have the armrest, which is adjusted by this control right here. So depending on where you want those to be, as far as the height goes, well, that's how you do that. And it goes without saying that these front seats are power adjustable. They're heated and they're ventilated. Over there on the passenger side, you can see the control on the door panel for positioning the seat. You also have two settings for seat memory, so that means you're also going to have that here on the driver's side. And we have two different controls here to open the lower glove box, or we can open the glove box on the top, the upper glove box as well. You can see a power outlet right there. Pretty easy to deal with. Pretty simple. Probably doesn't need much of an explanation. Same thing over here on the passenger, or excuse me, the driver's side door with your seat memory and control for the seating adjustments. Everything here for controlling the positioning of the seats, windows, all that good stuff, it's all here. And we also have our steering wheel mounted controls. Nice shifter paddles right here to work your way back and forth through that 8-speed automatic transmission, and you can control everything with your exterior lighting. All that LED lighting I told you about earlier in the video right here. You also control the blinkers to let people around you know what you're doing when you're driving down the road, so they don't have to guess and be surprised when suddenly you change lanes in front of them or turn or whatever you're doing that you should have let them know about. Yes, it's okay to laugh, but I can't say anything sarcastic about this lever, but it is for controlling your front and rear window wipers. And I really like the look of the digital instrument cluster for the driver. You've got built-in navigation that you can bring up right there. Just makes it so convenient. There is a head-up display here as well. I don't know that the camera is picking it up, but it is there. And we'll also have our very nice Pivi Pro infotainment screen. Now you'll notice the effect of things kind of slowly rolling across. That is because it's LED, and these cameras that a lot of us use to film these videos don't like LED lighting in some settings. So that's what the situation is. And here, once again, we're going to have so many things to talk about. I'm not going to go through everything, but you can see what all is here. In fact, right over here, let me go back. Let's get back to where we were there. There we go. When I turn the front wheels, well, you can see that they are turning right here with what I'm doing. The advantage to that is that if you're in a situation, maybe you're driving through some fairly high water, doing a little off-roading, and you don't know for sure where the front wheels are. See right here, it looks like the steering wheel is straight, right? Everything should be straight, but you know that the front wheels are not. Just one of those nice little things. I mean, you can know everything you need to know about your Range Rover Sport here with the screen. Now we also have settings here that we can go through with the vehicle. Like I say, there is just so much here. If you want to turn the auto stop start off, here is where you do it. That's what I always like to do. Just my personal preference, but you can do whatever you'd like to do. You have your ride height, we have off-road, we have normal, and we have access. You can also set it to auto right there if you want to. It just depends on what you want. This system is so easy to use that you can really use what I like to call the hunt and peck method. You don't even need someone to show you how to use it. It's really that simple. There's a lot here, I will say that, but that doesn't mean that it's overly complicated. Now, the one thing that I wish that Range Rover had not done was put all of the air conditioning controls in the infotainment screen. Let's just have some physical buttons here. I understand the desire for a clean look, but for me personally, I really like what we have when we actually have physical controls for that kind of thing. Just my personal preference. There might be some of you out there who say, no, I really like when you have everything within the screen. So sure, there's a little something for everybody out there, but everything easy to control, easy to deal with. You've got all of your different settings here for seats, climate, valet mode if you want to use that. Obviously Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, those are wirelessly. You're going to wirelessly pair your phone. And let's go in here and look at our multiple views for the cameras. So you can see that depending on what you want to see, let me get my hand out of the way there so you can see all around the vehicle as long as my hand isn't in the way. We'll try and keep that minimalized, but you can see how all of this works. Very easy to deal with depending on where you need to see. You can also touch over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You've got your overhead view. There's a lot going on here. And you even have the off-road view. And what is that? Well, something that could actually be very helpful in a multitude of ways. If there's something you're concerned about hitting or you're wondering what's in front of you, well, you can take advantage of that. You don't have to be off-road to do that. So there's a lot there, a lot going on. You also have wireless charging, your wireless charging pad right there. Here is the shifter. I like this style of shifter because it is just so easy to use. In fact, that brings up our backup camera in case you wondered what that looked like. I can shift back into drive and that's going to bring up the front view camera, but I like how that fits right in the palm of my hand very easily. There is the button to start and stop the engine. Here are your cup holders, and the height and the width of this center console is very useful because it's wide, so plenty of room for using that as an armrest, and it's high enough. That's a good thing. We also have the refrigerated console here. At the price point of this model, you better. 2 different settings for that, depending on what you want to put in there. That can have its benefits as well. Also, your clear sight rear view mirror. If you want to use it as a conventional rear view mirror, well, you can, but it also can come in handy to use this clear sight rear view mirror to see what's going on behind you. I will say this, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you're used to it, I don't think you'll go back to the conventional view. All right, let's get out on the road for our test drive. And one thing I did forget to mention earlier, at least I think I did, is the fact that you have a power adjustable, tilt to telescopically adjustable steering wheel. That adjustment control is here on the right-hand side of the steering wheel instead of the left, something that you would likely expect on this model, but it's here in case you are wondering. And something else that is so nice about these Range Rovers is the all-wheel drive system that it has, in that while most people are not likely to take their Range Rover Sport off-road, some people do some pretty extreme things with them. I don't know about the majority, but there are some out there who do. But you don't have to do that to take advantage of its capabilities. And what I mean by that, if you're dealing with a situation where you live, where you get a lot of snow, a lot of ice, well, it's going to help you there. Or if you deal with flooding, Some areas are more prone to flooding than others. And so you never really know what you're going to run into. That's where this all-wheel drive system can be so beneficial and so helpful. It's not just for off-roading, so it's a good thing. Kind of gives you that peace of mind when you're out driving down the road in really any situation you may encounter. So as far as that goes, it's very useful. A very comfortable ride quality, obviously a very comfortable interior. I really like the look of this interior. It not only looks great, but the materials are very high end. They're going to hold up for the long term. That's always a good thing. You just can't go wrong where that's concerned. And like I said earlier in the video, I know a lot of people in this day and age, they've held on to their older vehicles for a long time, and it's time for something new. And they're saying, well, I'm really concerned about all of that technology that these models have. Not difficult to learn. And keep this in mind. Even if you find yourself trying to figure something out and you can't really, what I like to do, or what I like to call as using the hunt and peck method, you can't really hunt and peck your way and find it. Well, remember, you have YouTube. And you can very specifically ask YouTube or Siri or whatever the case is to give you that information, and you can watch a video on it. And the good news about that is that you can watch it as many times as you need to. So we're going to get out here. The good thing about this model is that it may not be the most powerful, but it still has plenty of horsepower. 395 horsepower is not shy on the horsepower. You've got plenty of power, plenty of torque. You can get up to speed, a little bit higher speed than maybe you mean to, like I just did right there, so I'm going to slow down just a little bit. But a fun vehicle to drive. It definitely fits your lifestyle if this is something you're looking for. It has all of the great safety features, parking sensors, blind spot monitoring. Everything you expect to have is going to be here, and maybe a little bit more. So tell me what you think about the 2024 Range Rover Sport Dynamic SE. Is it the ultimate mid-size luxury SUV? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Land Rover of Shreveport for loaning me this model for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.